today. I'm a little bit tired. I was up late last night, and then, of course, I'm a little late the one day I have a lot of stuff to do, so it's just how I am, unfortunately.
I'm also recording it so I can upload it to my YouTube
Oh,
channel, so.
that's grand. Don't mind. I need to get in the habit of that myself. I do plan on uploading some of my streams at some point. I'm just so busy with other stuff I haven't been able to.
You can stream this if you want as well. Most people don't, though.
Yeah, it's alright. I'll leave it up to you. It's your show. I'll post it actually in Mac maybe.
Yeah, let me grab mine. Copy minus. I'll post it in this. Great dyslexia. That's making me go like, what do I type next?
Yep. I wouldn't even know what to put down for that, to be honest. Just yeah.
Oh crap! There we go.
I wonder if any of my crowd's gonna show up. Gonna be like, what?
Okay,
Podcast.
so we got some viewers, so we can get started. So, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Dragon's Den podcast. I am here with Typeandfind, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Yes, I am the Typeandfind. Hello. It's an honor to be on here. First podcast I've ever been on, so
No problem.
thanks for having me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what questions you have for me.
Okay, 1 second. There we go. You probably don't know this, but I usually don't let people know what questions I have to get them a little bit unexpected. But I told you it's like one of them. But
That's fine.
how about you tell us about your channel and to start?
Oh God.
Like, tell us
You
what
want me to,
games you
describe
primarily
it?
play and such.
Games I primarily play. Well, I suppose at this point, a year and a half in, I've kind of fallen into a rhythm with a few games. Call of Duty's kind of stuck through, I suppose. I've been playing a lot of that recently. GTA as well. Those two have kind of stuck around, I think, the whole year and a half, not consistently. But I tend to mainly play whatever people want me to play most of the time. That could be Minecraft, could be Roblox, it could be RimWorld, Clone Drone, played Jackbox. I think I did look recently at like a Twitch analytics. I think I played 64 different games on stream in total. So it's a wide range. If people want it, I'll tend to play it.
No, that won't work. My hairline's bothering me.
Fair. Sure, my hair is all
No,
over
you're
the place.
good. Okay, so we'll just get straight into the questions, and if there's more, I will ask them. But I got a good set written down. I stay up to like midnight thinking of questions and watching your old videos, so you got a few views on there.
Oh, thank you. I forgot how far back
for affiliates
go,
to go
actually.
2 weeks.
Oh, that's fair. Actually, I do have a YouTube channel as well where you could probably find some of my even older ones. Because I technically did I did keep temporarily. I kept records of them they were unlisted, but there's a playlist with them in it. If I remember correctly, I could find it maybe.
We actually
Yeah,
have
there's 86
votes.
of them. I think the oldest goes back to April.
One of your viewers came by and said we actually have votes on what he should play, and then forced him to do it next stream. You can also suggest a specific game not on the list if you want the extra torture. If you want to extra torture Sean.
That's fair. That's done. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I've always been open for people suggesting new games, in fairness. I've always just said if people want new games, suggest it to me. I'll put it on the vote, which I've done before, and if it flies, I'll play it. Most of the time, though, people will suggest things. I remember Ollie suggested Tabs, Total Accurate Battle Simulator, because he wanted me to play a Steam Workshop campaign, but it got like 2 votes compared to like GTA at the time, which got 6, so it got swamped immediately. And then we didn't end up going back to it. I put it on like 3 times, but it never really got anywhere. So then I think 3 is normally the number I give it before I just like pretend it doesn't exist. Just go, "Ooh."
I was don't know if it's on purpose, but the black font on the chat widget got it's bad on dark mode. Just a head up. That is on purpose right now because you can see I have chat open on the side. I'm using display capture instead of game capture because for some reason it doesn't capture Discord. But
that's interesting.
But so anyone in chat where they have any questions for Type or Sean, whichever you go by, they ask away and I can ask him those questions or he can read it since he probably has my stream open.
I do indeed.
Let's just get to the first question. What got you into streaming and why?
Well, if that there's kind of 2 parts to that. If it's the recent, like I say recent, but it's 18, 19 months now of streaming I've done, or if it's when I attempted to make YouTube videos and stream when I was a kid, because I did actually about 6 years ago temporarily stream, but my internet was not good enough. It's the equivalent of dial-up connection. Oh, if I could find some of those streams now. Ooh, it was like 144p.
That must have been shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I was trying my best anyway. With I had the Elgato and everything, but it was just the internet was just not keeping up.
You had the supplies, but the internet was like not today.
Yeah, I had to wait for technology to catch up, unfortunately. Ye old backwards Ireland. If I was up in Dublin though, could have got it back then, but no, I'm out in the countryside myself, so gotta catch up with things quite slowly. I don't know. I guess I grew up watching a lot of YouTubers when I was young. I think that's also the reason my accent kind of fell apart. I was sick a lot for my teenage years, so I didn't really get to spend much time with like people in my area. So I didn't really kind of develop their accent from it. So I watched a lot of YouTubers, a lot of Markiplier, Jacksepticeye back in the day. Jacksepticeye was huge for me. I remember he always had the same schedule. I think it was 6 and 8 o'clock, so I always knew when to tune in for that. If I could upload it as much as him, I'd be proud of myself for that, because that was a routine. He had a great routine on that. But yeah, I watched a lot of YouTubers, and then I guess I became kind of more interested in streaming around the 2016 era. That's when I found Twitch, back when H1Z1 was popping off, if I remember correctly. That's when I made my Twitch account, actually. I think it was July 15th sometime, or July sometime 2015.
Yeah, that's what I got written down, July of 2015.
Yeah. That was around the time I think I discovered Twitch, if I remember, because YouTube live streams weren't really that popular back then. But I watched a few streamers back then. I remember watching Co Carnage. I watched Terrorizer because Vanos was still going mad at the time, so supporting all the Irish boys. And yeah, in 2016 I did do 1 or 2 Twitch streams actually, but nothing kind of ever stuck. It was COD, but I was 15 and loud, and my internet was still not 100% there yet. It wasn't 144p bad, but it was definitely not 1080p or 720. It was like 480p. So I was getting there, but had a bit more of a shove was needed before I'd be able to actually live stream, I'd say.
So talking about that, right now you were kind of popping off a little bit. You're at 601 followers as of the 3rd of March.
Yeah. Oh, fair. I guess. I guess
yeah, and
I'll let you continue.
Can see your average viewership. I'm thinking it's probably around like maybe from what I can tell anywhere between 6 and 10 viewers.
Yeah.
What is if you're playing COD?
Yeah, COD recently has been going pretty alright, especially for doing zombies Easter eggs. People tend to watch for those just to. And zombies has like a community always built around it. I wonder if I'd ever get big in the zombies community. I used to always watch that actually quite a bit back in 2016 as well. I think that was part of. I used to watch Mr. Raffle Waffles, Mr. Dark JD, and Noah J do all these Easter eggs back in BO3. Oh, I miss that. I miss how complicated they were, but at the same time, I never got to do them myself. I don't think I had the brain power back then. They were so complicated. But yeah, I guess the 5 to 10 average viewers, depending on the game. It's not bad. I'm just happy anyone watches me, to be honest. I told myself a year and a half ago that anyone would tune in, because for the first 2 months I streamed to literally no
I've
one.
been there.
I think I had someone show up. I think most of us have been through a period like that. Yeah, I had like some people show up, and then they'd disappear after like 10 minutes. So I'd go back and check my analytics at like 0.01 average views or something like that. So it was really funny. But I remember when I first started, it must have been constant 12-hour streams I did for about a month and a half in the summer, because I had nothing better to do, really. That's just how I started out. I also streamed to multiple platforms at the time as well. So it wasn't just Twitch.
I'll just let it ring.
Kind of missed that a little bit.
I was going to ask.
Probably.
My phone's ringing in the
Pardon,
background.
sorry?
I was like, I'll just let it ring.
That's all right.
Well, we kind of hit on this already, but why do you play the games you play? Is it because it is what you have, or is it like because you know people would enjoy it?
I think somewhere along the way of me playing video games, I kind of got bored of playing. There's very few single player games that actually can like keep my attention nowadays. I think. Nowadays I see video games as a way to just like play with people. So most of the time when I'm playing games, I just want to play with someone. So I guess that's why I kind of came up with the voting system, because if people want me to play it, I'm down to play it most of the time. There's very few games I wouldn't be interested in. Like even for example with Siege, I'm bad at Siege, let's be honest. I can't aim at all. It used to be a game where I'd die and I'd go on my phone and like spectate. But even then, I remember it got to a point where I had fun just kind of commentating and taking the piss, if you would, out of everything going on in the Rainbow Six Siege matches, because I wasn't even playing the game at this point. I was just commentating over everyone else because I was dead. But like even then, I was just kind of happy to play anything, to be honest. When I was young, I didn't really. I think that it came from when I was young, because I never really had anyone to play with, because I grew up in a state where there was not really any kids around. So I used to be alone playing PS2 games. So I guess that might be part of the reason I'm so interested in multiplayer.
Yeah, I understand that. It's no secret I don't hide my disorder from people. Like, I'm schizophrenic, so my parents were very much, when I was growing up and my symptoms started showing up, they were very much like, hey, you probably shouldn't play with them. I was like, okay, video games, hello. So that's why I do the same thing, play multiplayer and such.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I had a very protective mother, because my parents split up, so it was only my mum around, so there's no one to like challenge her authority. So she was always protective of me playing online games when I was a kid, to the point where I think she threw out the Wi-Fi router at one point when I played for too long. That's fun. I don't remember if she threw out that window or if she threw out the downstairs window, but I remember ending up on the lawn somehow. I don't know how that happened. So.
Could be in the middle of a stream or playing games, and then something dies, and you're like, "Oh, there's a router."
Yeah, I actually had to unfriend all of my PS3 friends at the time. That was sad for me. I think I was like 9 or 10, so I had like a good 20-something PS3 friends, but I was not allowed to play with them anymore for some reason. God, I miss Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet's awesome.
Rip that game. Yeah.
Okay, on a lighter subject.
Yeah, I'm just making this whole thing sad.
On a lighter subject, what's your favorite memory on Twitch?
Oh, favorite memory on Twitch. Oh my.
So I don't ask it.
God. Twitch is kind of blurred into a big ball for me, I think, at this point. Everything's kind of merged together. I'm trying to think an overall favorite moment I have.
Like, when you think of of good moments on Twitch, was the first one to come up?
The time when I was playing COD Modern Warfare, hardcore with Duck and Brandon, and I called the fact that we were going to get hit by a grenade from across the map. As soon as we got hit by a grenade, it wiped out our entire team. Someone like threw a frag across the map and wiped out our entire team. Duck clipped it because it was hilarious because he just broke into insane laughter. And then we submitted the clip off to the Twitch Perfect Timing Moments YouTube channel, like Viction. And we actually made it into a video for a bit. And then obviously he wiped his channel now, so it's all gone. But we actually made it into a Viction video, which is pretty cool. I don't think anyone ever checked me out from it, but it was just like a cool little achievement, I suppose. Oh.
Here's Doggo.
Oh.
Yes, she is.
So small.
Oh, Zub it.
Oh.
Zub it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
but she can be
affectionate.
aggressive because of her breed.
Not fair. I would bring in my fella, but he's very nervous. So.
Okay, what? Switching it now, going back to a little bit of a sad moment. What is your least favorite memory on Twitch?
Least favorite. I wouldn't say I have a least favorite moment, but I guess my least favorite time would have to be the time I ran into Duck's classmates, if I would call them that. They were... It's actually quite a funny story, but they're basically a group of people who would constantly try and be edgy by making jokes that be against TOS, or they'd like follow me around in games. It was they followed me in Roblox, Jackbox. They came into Minecraft at one point. They kind of followed me for the space of 2 months. They constantly tried coming into my stream and ruining everything. But I was just like, sure, whatever, fellas. I kind of always pushed them off to a corner. In a way, I did block some of them, like, immediately if they ever did anything super bad, but the ones that stuck around trying to grab attention, I kind of just always kind of shunned them and hid them away, and I found that more funny than just straight up blocking them and giving them what they want, so I just kind of kept them in like a box in the corner. And the funniest part of it was, Duck showed me a screenshot from their Discord that they apparently had a Hall of Fame or a Hall of Memories from when they used to come into my streams and try and be pains in the butt. So I found that really hilarious that some group of people made a small shrine to me, which is really weird, but I found it funny anyway. That's probably I remember just being frustrating. I think that's probably the best word for it, frustrating. But at the end of the day, I look back at it and I find it quite funny, so.
Yeah, I could see that. How long did it take you to get affiliate?
It took me a month and a
Same.
half, from what I know. I started July 19th. Oh, really? Damn. Yeah, I started July 19th and I got it September 3rd. So about a month and 3 or 2 or 3 weeks.
On my first
roughly.
channel, it took me 3 months, and then I got locked out of that channel. So on this channel, it took me
Oh, damn.
a month and a half. Well, on the first channel, I did that whole follow for follow thing, which severely hurts your channel. I recommend no one do that.
Yeah, it's not a great idea. You end up with a lot of ghost
empty
followers that way,
followers.
isn't it?
And it was one of those things where it's like, oh boy, I should not have done that.
I mean, in a way, I see why people do it. Twitch is very geared against new creators getting anywhere. Unlike YouTube, where they have all these like recommendation systems for small channels, Twitch's recommendation system doesn't kick in until you at least have like 20 average viewers. So you have a ceiling to break through, and then you'll fly. But until you reach that point, you're kind of just stuck growing slowly and seeing if a miracle comes by and someone raids you someday. I know Brandon's friend, Highs GG, he streams Fortnite constantly. God bless his soul. He plays about 6 hours a day of Fortnite, and he started back in September. He's already almost at 1,000 followers, but he's been grinding it out. And I remember he was lucky enough to, I think he got rated by 56 people one day. which is mad to me. If I got rated by that amount, I'd be like, whoo. But it's interesting to see out of the small community I made, we have like people who I have like Brandon has a few streamers he watches, and I don't remember the name of the streamer, but someone got rated by a massive streamer for about, I think it was 3.6 thousand viewers at one point, and he was like only on like about 10 average viewers, so he went like
Yeah.
zoom. And it was amazing to see. But it's just, yeah, it really is kind of just a lottery with Twitch, in fairness, unless you can kind of find a niche part of, I guess, the site where no one else kind of goes, and if you kind of build your community there, I suppose. The only problem is then if you were trying to bring that across to somewhere else, which is my issue, because I play so many different games. I don't really have like a super cohesive community, at least not anymore. I did actually for a bit, but when I took the break back last year for a few months, it kind of fell apart.
I know how that is, like building community, then needing to take a break, and then it's like you come back and it's like, man, I'm gonna get all my viewers back, and you're at 3, and you're like, hello darkness, my old friend.
For me, it went from like 4 to 1, so I wonder, I do wonder where some of them have gone. It's mad to me that some of the people that I have I started playing out with have grown. Like some of them were like kids, like 13, 14, and some of them have deeper voices than me now. It's really funny to me. Some of them used to be like I guess you'd say the word squeakers, but now they are like properly like deep voice and everything because they're like way older. Very interesting to me that everyone's kind of grown old. And here I am still playing games after a year and a half.
Yeah, and Corinne, to let you know, I'm doing a podcast, so if you're not used to foul language, I might pop up. This is not for you. But if you have any questions for Typeandfind, just put it down and either he'll read it or I'll read it. Okay. Do you think you'll be where you're at now or further along at this point?
I don't know. In a way, I feel like I never really had an idea of what I'd get out of Twitch. If I'm being honest, if you would ask if I thought I'd get this far in the first month and a half, definitely not. When I was sitting at 0 viewers constantly, I thought no one would ever tune in. So I was like, I'll stream. I think my plan was originally to stream till October, and if no one showed up by then, I'd probably stop streaming and go back to what I usually did, which was just play video games, like with my group of friends. Which I still play with them, but I obviously things have got. Everyone's busy with work now, so times have changed. But I would have just gone back to playing games. But playing games wouldn't have stopped regardless. It just would have been whether or not I was live or not. That was the only difference going to be for me.
So that's actually kind of interesting. Most people, when I ask them that question, they're like, I thought I'll be much further and stuff, and it's like who put you on your high horse?
I never expected to get anything out of this. I had a YouTube channel. The Typeandfind one I have now isn't my original one. I had one before that, but I had to erase it because of some reasons. There was some account tie-ins or something, and we had to delete everything. And I think I reached over 100 subscribers on that, and I was so excited about that back at the time. That was great. I think my most viewed video had 13,000 views, which was what I'd consider a smash hit. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's tiny.
13,000 is good.
Yeah, no. Pardon? Sorry, my ears are apparently.
I said 13,000 is good.
Oh, yeah, I found it great. I remember I made a bet with my friend Ericus at the time. I don't think he's watching this now, but it'd be hilarious if he was. When I was like 12, he was like, "I'll care about your YouTube channel when you reach 2,000 subscribers and 10,000 views," or was it the other way around? No, he said something, and I was like, "Hey, look, Ericus, I got this amount," and he was like, "Yeah, we don't have the subscribers, you have the views," and I was like, "Damn it, I have to beat him." So I remember that was my my little goal, I think, on my old channel. I kind of miss editing videos, but at the same time, I just don't really have the time anymore.
Hello, phone. You decided to chime in? Let me turn it.
The phones always go off at the worst time. I just have mine on silent, sitting over here. If anything, my watch will go
At the
on my
moment, I'm
wrist.
like, be gone, Satan.
If there's anything.
Yeah, I have this bad habit switching between Twitch and YouTube, until my dad finally was like, how about you do both? So, that's what I'm doing.
That's fair. That's kind of what you have to do. I've been giving advice to anyone, to my friends who've started streaming, about the whole Twitch thing. I've said the best way to get anywhere on Twitch is to kind of not be on Twitch in some ways, because if you can build a community, it's easier to build a community outside of Twitch and bring them over to Twitch, which is how kind of I got affiliate, actually, because most of the people who stuck around with me for so long were from YouTube. Fun fact. I can tell you the original people who have stuck by me the longest, like from my original first month of streaming, we have like Buh, Academic, Destiny, and Holy Moon. They're the main four, and we have Gloob, but Gloob kind of comes in and out every now and then. But those four, they stuck around for so long, and then I don't really see them anymore. I see Buh, Destiny, I see for Roblox. I haven't seen Holy Moon since I took the break in April. Academic I saw recently. I think he's off in college now, which explains why he's gone. But that's just how it is. Yeah, I wonder what they're up to. I hope they're doing well.
I know how that is. I had a few constant viewers that when I took my break, they just left, and they're slowly coming back, but not like in full force like I thought they would be. It's like sad. Big sad. But people got life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just how it is.
Okay.
It's interesting now because all my friends are. I think after this year, everyone's going to be busy with college now. Well, that's if the virus doesn't go just shove everything out for another year, but we'll see how it goes. I know it's just been chaotic for everyone in my friend group. They're getting out of predictive grades, or some of them have had their college courses delayed, and here I am just riding the waves on a training course, just kind of holding on for dear life. Getting sent out this year to potentially go off to do an apprenticeship. So, I have to see how that works out for me.
Yeah. Well, if you get it, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing the course. I'm set to start, actually. I got accepted and everything. I paid off a fair bit of the fees now for it, but they were like, yeah, it's planning to go ahead, but if the virus is still being a pain, obviously there's going to be no jobs to take you, so guess you'll have to just wait. So that was what might happen, unfortunately, but I have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I can understand that. How has the virus been for you?
I've been lucky to not get much of it. Not many people I know ever got it. I think the worst thing to come out of it was my uncle on my dad's side that was all the way up in Canada passed away from it. I didn't really know him personally myself because I haven't left the country, but I think I had one Skype call with him at one point when I was younger. But apart from that, I didn't really know him too much. It probably would have affected my grandparents more, but most of them are gone. So it was only really my dad that heard and found out about it, and his bubble of extended family. Apart from that, no one I really know has got it. None of the people in my friend group have got it, but I've been very lucky, in fairness. We've had big scares around the place. I've had a rough year, but that wasn't really related to COVID at all. 2020 was, weirdly enough, 2020 kind of was a rough year for every other reason but COVID, which is interesting, but just be like that sometimes, I suppose.
I understand that. Basically, everyone in my family, besides my dad's mom, caught it. So, and luckily we've been fine and such. Heck, when I caught it, I thought I just had the flu, but no, it was just like, oh hey, you have this, so you can't leave your house for 2 weeks. It's like, oh, well, I don't leave my house anyway, so what's going to change?
Yeah, it was looking better over here in Ireland, and then it all fell apart at Christmas. Because we value our traditional Christmas too much, and literally we went from having about 30 cases a day to 18,000 after Christmas. So for the literally for the past 9 weeks, we are locked into we're locked into our town. So I am stuck in this countryside in this small town. I can't go. There's no tech shops. There's no. I think the most interesting thing we have in town is the Tesco's, which is the. Don't know if you guys have Tesco's over there, but I think they might quit. Do you have
Not in my
Tesco's over
town.
there actually?
Is it like a gas station?
I don't know what the equivalent would be. No, I think
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the closest equivalent is like a Walmart, like a big. Yeah, we except our one's tiny, but it's supposed to be a big. It's the most interesting thing in town. They bake nice cookies. That's about it. Apart from that, there's nothing in this town. There's a beach that's getting completely wrecked by the ocean current, and everyone, even though we're all supposed to be social distancing, the coastline is jammed with people because 80% of people are out of jobs right now, and we're basically stuck like this for another 9 weeks. So we're gonna have 18 weeks of lockdown now in total, where we can't leave the town and everything's shut. We're not getting back to normal till May, so it's kind of driving me a little stir
Cabin
crazy.
fever.
I'll admit. Yeah, I've always been the person to be fine with staying at home because I was sick for so long. But one thing I didn't realize was I used to, because my dad doesn't live with me, I used to visit him on the weekends, and we used to go off in the car to go either to like the cinema or something just to spend time together. But I realized now that I was okay with staying at home when I was sick for those like 4 or 5 days because I had that 1 or 2 days where I got to go out, and now I have neither. So I'm stuck at home doing coursework, and then I don't when the weekends come, I'm like, oh well, guess I just do more coursework and stream. If I wasn't streaming, I'd probably have just binge watched Netflix and dissolved into a couch potato.
Yeah, I
So,
get.
that would
I
be the end of me.
understand that for sure. Is this what you think you would be doing?
If you mean
In
Twitch-wise, or just
Twitch-wise.
like in life in general.
Like, is this what you think you'll be doing with your time streaming at 1 o'clock every day, roughly? If we go by what your calendar says.
Yeah. According to the Twitch analytics site, I'm apparently on time most of the time, so it's working out somehow. Although I've been late the last 4 days because I've been busy because we've been having schedule changes with my course, and it's wibbity woobity. But yeah, I guess I kind of always saw myself doing it at 7 o'clock, and I think that was the main time I planned on doing it. Because when I used to be at school, I used to get back at 4, and then I'd eat, and then I'd have homework for about 2 hours, and then my free time would be from about 7 to 10. So I was like, if there was ever going to be a time I would stream, it would be the time I play video games normally. So I'd aim it for that time zone. But if I don't know. I didn't know if I'd still be streaming 18 months down the line. I don't know if I would have done it for like a year and then been like, well, that's it, bye. Just like disappeared. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just happy with what I'm doing. I'm glad to be doing anything really. That's the truth
Yeah,
of it,
I could agree with that. I'm the same way. It's like I have nothing else to do, so. And my goal was to always entertain people, so.
One thing I'd really like to do properly in 2021 is actually have a successful charity event. I think that would be a nice thing for me to push myself to try and create. I'd have to get a reason for people to watch though. Somehow I'd have to claw back all the like 450 followers I have that are like dormant in sleep that don't show up until I play a specific game. So I'd have to figure out how I'd get all the like sub communities I have in my followers to like come together for one time. But I don't know if I can do that, to be honest. The 12-hour streams where I play multiple games don't seem to work. I kind of like shift audiences constantly with that because obviously I'm swapping games and certain people only come in for certain ones, and it kind of like it's like a wave after wave of different people. But yeah, I'd have to figure something out. It'd be a lot of planning probably, but I'd like to be able to do that. So I think that'd be a goal I'd have for 2021, if possible.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's like that's one thing I eventually want to do is a charity live stream or eventually if I get big enough, just set up my donation as a charity button like some streamers do.
Yeah. If I ever get big enough with streaming, I'll definitely start like I've always said to myself, if I ever became a big enough like Twitch streamer or YouTuber, I'd like to kind of be this sounds weird, but the way my brain goes for it is I'd like to be the Irish Mr. Beast, but not like create everything for the show, but just like genuinely try and improve the area around me. Because living in the good old countryside of Wicklow, I've learned that there's a lot of problems with the area that I'd like to try and help out with. Like, for example, where I got my last two dogs is an animal shelter that's nearby, but they're having horrible times with overcrowding and winter and all that. They're a no-kill shelter, so they're trying to keep all of them as much as they can. They even had donkeys in like a field they were taking care of and everything, but they've been going through it rough. They actually got broken into during COVID times. I don't know who would break into an animal shelter, but here we are. They just robbed the place of money and didn't touch any of the animals, thank God. But I mean,
money's replaceable.
still,
Life
Jesus.
is not.
It's a bit. Yeah, true. I just, in a way though, they need that money to feed all the animals. So I mean, I'm glad they got a lot of donations back for it, which is nice. But you know, if I could, I'd try and support them. I've thought about volunteering out there, but I don't know if I'd have the guts for it though, because what they have to do out there is tough. I have volunteered in a nursing home before, for a period of time. That was a nice time. I wasn't given any like the strict jobs. I was more there just to kind of take care of the, spend time with the staff, like the patients there, and talk to them and maybe bring them like stuff back and forth, like if they wanted a drink or whatever. I was just kind of like a helper, but it was a nice time. Yeah, if I could, I'd try and one, I'd give back to everyone who supported me, and two, I would try and improve the area around me if I could. That's if I became popular enough, I would try and do that. That's my two goals. But when it comes to streaming, main goal is still gotta fill up a GTA lobby. That's my main goal. Always has been since I started streaming. I gotta get a full GTA lobby's worth of people. that is my goal. If I ever manage to play with like 30 people who've come in from stream in a GTA session, there we go. I have officially
next time you
achieved
play
my goal.
GTA, let me know and I can join in.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I got close actually back in August. I had about 11 people at one point, so we got 1/3 of the way there, but still a way to go.
How has streaming and content creation changed your life? Hitting you with the deep questions. What is this?
Yeah. In a way, I think I've gotten better at what's the word for it? Not expressing myself, but being comfortable with myself a bit more. I kind of always hated how I look. I still do. If I see myself on the stream over there, I'm gonna be like, ugh. But
you get used to that.
But in a way now, I don't. I can resist it. I've also had to get used to hearing my voice if I ever edit videos. That's a hard one. I know so many people talk about that, having to hear their own voice. It's like bleh. But I guess I've learned to tolerate it, so it's not too bad. But anyway, I guess it's just nice to know that anyone can get somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Not everyone's obviously gonna be a big star, unfortunately. The world doesn't work like that. But the fact that anyone, especially a dumbass like me, out in the sticks of Ireland, can somehow apparently make 600 people follow me on Twitch. I think that's pretty nice, even though they'll probably never come back, and I have the curse of like every time I stream I go down a follower, because as you said, I was on 601 today, but yesterday I was on 602. 602 followers. I go back down every day by like a follower or two who are like, who is this guy?
And to answer your question, Cran, this is Typeandfind. His Twitch channel is in the title, so
there you go. How howdy do. Yeah. Surprised that I don't know if Dutton's still there actually, but what he said earlier in chat is correct though. It can very heavily
Yeah.
depend on what games I play. If it's Roblox, for example, it flies up. Dude, if I streamed Roblox every day, I'd be partnered by now. 18 months of Roblox, I wouldn't have, my brain would have melted out of my ears, but I would be partnered. So it's a trade-off, I suppose. No, I wouldn't do that. If I ever stop enjoying it, I can't stream. If I don't enjoy it, it'd just be me being sad on camera.
That's
for
one
like
large
half an hour.
water bottle.
It's almost 2 liters. Or is it? Oh, what? No, it is a liter and a half. Sorry. Yeah, that's. The sticker covered it up, so I was like, that's not 5 liters. I don't know if it shows on my camera, but it always said 5 liters. I was like, I'm not drinking 5 liters of water. I get like one of the office big gallon things. They sell them around here actually. We just get one of the big water cooler jugs and just
1 minute.
drink that. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, literally. They're actually really cheap as well. They're only like €3 for like 5 liters of water. It's insane. And there's these. They're like €2 for a liter and a half. Ask me how that works. But economy. Thank you, Corgi, by the way.
I have written down where you're estimated to be in 5 years, but where do you see yourself on Twitch in 5 years?
Oh, that is a very good question. I'd like to think in 5 years, I might have managed, if I was consistently streaming every day. There's kind of 2 paths I see myself unfortunately going down. This September is kind of going to be the big turning point for me. Either my apprenticeship is going to take up so much time in my life, and I'm going to have to start focusing on things other than Twitch, and Twitch is going to fall behind. I'll take like a massive break, and my channel will wilt away and disappear, so I can focus on other stuff. And then I'd come back at some point and see if I could respark anything. But if that doesn't happen, the other alternative would be I'd try, and if I end up, the course gets completely delayed or whatever, I'd have a lot of free time on my hands, so I'd try and maybe do Twitch and YouTube at the same time, like I wanted to. I'd just start like constantly, like I mentioned Ethan before. I'd do 12-hour streams every day if I could, because if I'm at home, I'm gonna be playing games anyway. It's not like I'd do it just because of Twitch. I would probably play 12 hours worth of games, so I just stream the 12 hours I do a day. But it's going to be really a question of what I get up to. So in 5 years, maybe if I streamed every day, maybe I'd get somewhere, you know. 5 years from now, I'm a year and a half in, so every 3 months I go up 100 followers. So maybe I'd have, so what's that? So that's 400 a year, 5 years. Maybe I'd have about 2,500, maybe? No, 2.5K followers in 5 years?
You're
That wouldn't be too bad.
estimated to hit 25,913 at the rate you're growing right now.
Oh my god. 25,000. I said 2,500.
If you don't believe me, I have it written
That's 10
down.
times less. Oh, that's a shock. Oh my. No, I believe you, but that's terrifying. I don't think I know what to do with 25K
You would definitely be partner.
Followers. Ooh. I'd hope, but knowing my luck with how split my follower base is, probably not. I'd have to stream one game straight for a whole month. That's very popular for me to reach that at that follower group, I'd say.
Well, you basically did that with COD.
I'd say anyway, yeah. True. COD, COD was doing all right. It was getting about 6-7 hour views, and then I switched it up again. So most of the people who showed up for that are kind of gone again. But I mean, that's just how it is with me. I do variety. I have said that sometime this year, if I do a free time, I might do a thing where I play one game straight a week. So I'd have like a month where I experiment, where I pick 4 games, and I try and consistently play that game for a while, if it's interesting enough. But I'd have to pick a good game, good game or two. Hopefully, play.
Evolving like online and Twitch and stuff. I'd say for me at least this is true. You probably made a lot of good friends and built a pretty good community, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I like the community I've made now. Recently, to be honest, what they say about Twitch is you're always supposed to network with. They're like, they push it so much in every like little blurb they make for like streamers up and coming. Say hi to your neighbors. Like, go mix with other Twitch streamers and stuff. And I hadn't really done that, to be honest, up until January this year. I'd kind of always stuck with my main friend group of about 6 people, and then anyone who came from the streams, I'd play with them, obviously. But I never really did like co-streams, is that the word for it? I suppose, where I play with other streamers or like make big interactions. Until January, when I was talking to Ryan. You've rated him a few times now, and I was like, I really meant to, because I said to him back in like October, I was like, oh, you play zombies, I'll probably join you on that sometime. And then I got busy over December and disappeared for 3 weeks. I came back and Duck was talking about how Ryan was playing zombies again or something, so I decided, hey, you know what, maybe I'll finally follow through. About time. Only 3 months late, you know. And from there, I've kind of I've met a good few other streamers he's played with. I've met like Freddy, Alex, Hella. Met yourself a while back. Scythe was another person I rated as well. He did great for a while. I don't know what he's up to now. I know he's busy with school. He's a nice chap. Oh God, I feel bad if I'm missing anyone, but I'm just trying to remember everyone off the top of my brain. But yeah, I met a good few people, other streamers now, and yeah, I've been having a great time. January was an insane month for me, actually. I went up, I think, like 56 followers or something like that.
Evolving my good memory of you, like the first time you rated me and came into my channel, you're like, hey, do you have any emotes? And I was like, I'm actually planning on getting those. And you're like, you should. And then you subscribed to me. You actually pushed me to get the emotes I have.
Oh, I actually remember that. Oh yeah. Oh, I actually haven't checked in on your emote section right now. Oh yeah, there they are. Oh. They look nice, actually. And here I am with dumb cat pictures, but
yeah, my chat's actually pushed me to get a Kappa dragon, and I'm like, well, if I can, I will, but no promises.
Oh. That's fair. I gotta do what chat wants.
Yeah. Well, question 11 is: do you see this being your job? But as you put, in 5 years, you have no idea. You're just going with the flow.
Yep, that's literally the case. I'd love to say I could do Twitch streaming. If I ever got to a point where I was sustainable off of it, I would do it constantly. But the problem is, I feel like, as Sydney would say, I feel like I don't feel like it, but Sydney will tell me I'm too nice in certain ways. Like, I feel like if I ever became sustainable on Twitch, I'd want to start gifting stuff back to people. Like, for example, back in April before I took my break, Destiny, who I mentioned, who was my longest subscriber, we were playing Project Winter with him, and the free trial for it ended, and I was like, you know what, you've subscribed me for like 8 months, I'm gonna buy you the game for like 10 quid or something like that. And in fairness, I did have a bit more money than I do now back then, but he tried to refund me the money, like he started to send me on PayPal, but I rejected it. So he kept the money and he kept the game and everything, because he'd already subbed to me for so long. But I feel like if I ever became sustainable on Twitch, I'd probably fall into the pitfall of trying to do like giveaways for people, or like giveaways to subs. I actually was supposed to do that with the sub club kind of chat section in Mac, but never really had enough subs. It'd be like, here's a game for like the 2 of you. Have fun. Woo. But if I ever did become sustainable on Twitch, I would definitely like to do it. I think I'd like to always play games with people. But I don't know if I'd ever get there, to be honest with you. I don't think I have what it takes. I don't think I have the personality to become a
I would disagree with
person.
you on that, but that's just me.
I don't. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'd say you'd get there. You're building more of a community than me, in fairness. Look at you go. I mean, you're setting up Minecraft servers and everything. You're doing the foundations and getting it all set up, and here I am just coasting along, just kind of. You said where was it? I remember I saw in your Discord server you said I'm a hard working streamer. I disagree. I try my best, but at the same time, I think you put more work in than me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you put more work in than me.
Yeah, well, no one wants to hire a dropout with my disorder, so I like that NF song. One lyrics is "You gotta make it or make it." These are the options. That is how it is for me. So it's like, gotta go hard with it.
It's fair. You gotta go hard with everything in life that is good is hard to do or hard to get. You know. Every time I've gotten close to having something really good happen, there's always been an issue with me. For example, with my PC 4 years ago when I got it, we had some issues. Actually, it was broken when I first got it. That's the truth of that. I got my PC and it was broke, so we had to get like a repairman out. So even though I got it, I had to wait like another month to properly use it.
Koran, I just have a disorder. I don't hide it online from my viewers. I am a paranoid schizophrenic. So you're aware. And of course, yay, someone with paranoia having the world watch him. That's kind of like a butting of heads.
I don't know. I can't exactly imagine how it would feel because I don't have it, so I can't really speak myself. I'd wonder. I'd say, is it because you want this that you don't feel it? Is that why? Because you want to be live, you don't feel the paranoia because of it. Then, if it was something out of your control,
two things keep it away:
then
streaming and my son. When I'm streaming, it's like the voices of paranoia go away, and when I'm with my son, is like I tell my voices, you could talk, you could do all that, but I'm focusing on my kid.
That's fair enough. It's good that you found your I don't know what you call them, kind
Yeah.
of anchors, I'd say.
Heck.
That's good to hear anyway, man.
It's like before we started, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this because I'm a little less than a week for my shot. Because so my voices are a little active, but I was like, no, we made a plan. I gotta do this, and right as soon as I hit live, it's like it just went away.
Well, that's good. I know for a lot of people, it can kind of be the opposite actually. When they get when they hit the live button, the nerves then kick in because they're projecting themselves out to the internet. So I think that's interesting actually.
I mean, I don't know what that is, but I love watching you because you're so kind and joyful. Ah, thank you.
It's always nice when people in chat are so nice, isn't it? And you always have the few memes that come in.
Funny story about that. I know this is your show, like your time to be interviewed, but it's like one of the things.
No, go ahead.
On one time, I had this dick come in and was just being a jerk. So finally, I asked him, I was like, why do you be this way? And this is when I wasn't family friendly. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, what? Did Daddy not hug you enough? And he just went, oh. The chat just basically went crazy. And he's like, he's like, you got me, and he actually followed me, but I think he unfollowed by now.
That's fair. I mean, most of the people who would follow after stuff like that wouldn't really stick around, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the people who do it, I've never really understood why. But I suppose it is a situation that a lot of them probably do have reasons, whether that be reasons out of their control or reasons in their control. Some people, I've encountered people that just like being a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Being a pain in the ass. I was playing GTA and there was this guy, I think his name was Slasher, and he was like, I literally go onto GTA to bully kids with my mods. And I was like, why? He was like, yeah, I just love salt mining. I'm like, right, okay. And I was like, do you ever think about doing other things? Like, no, I just enjoy it so much. And then I was playing Minecraft. He's like, oh, hey, is that a server I can come in and destroy? I was like, I don't know if I really want that. No. I'm gonna have to politely decline. And then I haven't seen him since because he got all his accounts banned on GTA. So he's kind of disappeared into the obscurity now. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably on Rust. Where most of them end up, it's on Rust, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Ugh. I mostly see you play COD, so I gotta ask, what draws you to COD?
recently, I've just kind of been enjoying Cold War, to be honest. I played it a lot back in 2016 when I first discovered Twitch. As I said, I was going through a phase. 2016 was the year I was arguably the most sick with my asthma at the time. Although I was also just picking up every bug left and right back then. So I was basically almost bedridden, watching Twitch streams and playing Black Ops 3 at the time with my friends, my small group of friends. I used to wait for them to come out of school so I could play Black Ops 3 with them. So it was a combination of BO3 and Twitch streaming. That's what carried me through 2016. Well, I wasn't streaming, but watching Twitch carried me through 2016, I'd say. And I guess something about Cold War has slightly sparked my likeness for COD again. Like, I skipped BO4. Modern Warfare I enjoyed the campaign of, but the multiplayer just never really hooked me. And I guess I've recently just been kind of enjoying Cold War again. Outbreak's nice too. I like Outbreak. It's going to get very repetitive. It already kind of has in some ways. But
yeah, making it to
I'm
level
it,
to World 21.
Yeah. Oh, we got ruined by a bug. Oh.
Oh, apparently someone stopped playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
Fair.
like I enjoy going into like your streams, watching you play with like Duck and all that, because you guys' personality don't clash, you actually mix very well.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that when he does start streaming himself, because he has to
Yeah.
do that soon, doesn't he? He hired Sydney to do commissions for his Twitch channel, like do little banners and the little about sections and all that. But he hasn't come up with ideas, and Sid's just kind of been sitting there with like half of the stuff done on her drawing tablet, just waiting for him to give an idea or two for. I think they're stuck on the font or something like that. It's been like 3 weeks now. He's been playing the stream since January, because we had one like late night chat. You know when it's like 4 a.m. and you're like, I want to do something with my life. It was one of those chats, and he was like, I finally want to get into streaming like I planned on
luckily
doing. So.
I know him very well, so I'm giving him some leeway, but eventually I am going to have to, you gotta do it or I'm going to have to kick
you. I'll have to keep pushing him. I did it last year as well. I was like, Duck, where'd you go to stream? Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
I wish him luck with it, to be fair. I have a bad feeling, though. I know part of the reason he hasn't streamed is because that group that followed me will follow him immediately once he starts streaming. He did stream once, I remember, and they did swarm him. If I'm remembering correctly, he told me that he streamed once, and they kind of came in and ruined it for him. I could be wrong, though. I don't remember, but it was something like that.
Yeah, you get a few bad apples.
Yeah, especially if the only people who are watching you to put you down, it can kind of be very dissuading.
Yeah,
I'd say.
One thing I do at least once a week, I go find small channels and talk to them, follow them and such. But this brings into the next question. What tips do you got? What tips can you give for up and coming streamers?
From my personal experience, the thing that helped me the most when I started out was the fact that I didn't just stream on Twitch. As I mentioned earlier, most of my loyalist followers came from like YouTube, and Holy Moon came from DLive, actually, because I originally did some small streams on DLive back in the day. Yeah, I did it back in April 2019 before I started on Twitch. God, it was a fun time. I missed that. Back before they nerfed the what are they called, line coins or something like that. Remember when you used to be able to just get them consistently by opening a chest? Now they changed it so the streamer has to open the chest and give it to everyone. So we used to have little wagers. His name was like NBA King. He used to do little wagers with me when I was playing GTA. He was like, I'll give you 3 coins if you don't fall off that ramp or something. But now, of course, it's so much harder to get those back.
Yeah,
back
I was on DLive too,
but,
and my first day on there, I gained 20 followers, and people were just enjoying it. They're giving me coins left and right, and then it changed, and I was just like, this is not fun anymore. And most of the people I know on there switched to YouTube Gaming or Twitch, or when it was a thing, Mixer.
Yeah, I did. I actually did temporarily. I had 1 or 2 streams on Mixer before it. I got affiliate actually because I added it to. I used Restream to multiply the streams to like the different places, and I had the chat that was linked to all of them at once, so everyone could speak to each other. I did do Mixer twice, so it must have started on September, and then September 3rd I got affiliate, so it didn't last long, and I threw it. But the problem is, I feel like Twitch needs a competitor at this point. A lot of Twitch's decisions are a bit hit or miss in some ways. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy Twitch gave me a platform. You know, they're happy to have me, it seems. But I feel like some of the decisions need to yeah, a lot of the decisions are kind of focused on the bigger streamers, which I guess makes sense. They're business at the end of the day. They're the ones who draw in the money. But as people pointed out with Mixer's approach to how they tried to make a streaming platform failed because they spent money on paying off big streamers to come over, like Ninja, for example. Everyone remembers that. But they didn't build a actual community around it. So you only, when I looked at Mixer, I think there's only ever like about a maximum of 1,000 streamers ever on there.
Yeah.
At any one time. Meanwhile, on Twitch you have millions, if not nearly probably multiple, like tens of millions.
I think
probably,
the active user base on Twitch is like 90,000.
Oh. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Twitch is just a behemoth. But someone pointed out that for the 25 million or something they gave Ninja, if they had given like a K, like 1,000 or 2,000 to like about 1,000 small streamers. So if they did 2,000 to 1,000 small streamers, that's 2 million. They would have built like a decent, I'm not talking like super small, but like medium level streamers, like me or you, for example. They could have built like a community, like shifted the tide. So instead of buying one big person, they could have got like a big swarm of smaller people who would then grow from that, which would have been smarter. But here we are. Mixer's dead now. There's no point talking about it. It's gone. They took it out, and then we have DLive still kicking. YouTube's there. Facebook gaming is a place, I suppose. I don't really know much about that, but I think that's the only 4 left, really. Most of them are gone. I did some research into it, actually.
Yeah.
Most of them are gone now. No. Not really any competition.
My voice cracked a little bit. Yeah. Puberty come back. Puberty came back for a second time.
Oh, I used to voice crack so much when I first started streaming. Just, every 2 seconds. Oh, it was a great laugh. It still happens, in fairness, but
yeah, evolving tips I would say are good, and it's going to sound so counterintuitive. If you're going to network with people that you've been watching for a while, and I don't just go and be all like, hey, let's play together and stuff, because you don't know if your personalities are going to clash or not.
Yeah, that is true. I was gonna say networking seems like it really is kind of a thing to do with Twitch, in fairness, and I have been enjoying it now that I've been doing it in 2021. It is a nice time, but I definitely wouldn't recommend people jumping into Twitch specifically to do networking to get somewhere. You kind of do have to actually spend time to like see how a person is. If someone came into your chat was just like, hey, by the way, you wanna come
I'd ban them instantly.
I wouldn't ban them, but I'd be like, I don't know, I don't really know you yet. Maybe at some point. That'd be more my response. I'd be like, yeah, who knows? Let's see how things get on. Yeah. But
I used to do that. Be like, hey, how about you just stay and watch for a little bit and see if our personalities mix. Now it gets to the point where people are so oblivious to the whole rules. I just like, okay, ban.
Oh, it's It was funny. We raided someone the other night. Actually, here's a good question for you. You do a lot of
Yeah.
raids, don't you? Like after your streams. What's the worst reaction you've ever gotten to a raid?
Using it as a controller, being like,
I can tell you why.
"Oh, hey." It's like, I was like, "Okay, guys, let's go somewhere else," and they're like, "Yeah."
I can tell you the worst one we ever got was someone who was new to Twitch didn't know what a raid was and banned us. They thought it was bad. Because they had they went from no one in their stream to like 7 people saying raid, 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 and they were like, oh no. We got banned, and I was like, okay. I think we were like 5 people at the time, so they probably got overwhelmed. But like,
What's
it's not like I could go back.
What's
and
your
tell them.
best
Anyway.
raid?
Oh, my best. I don't know. I guess the raids where I could say I've come back. Like for example, with you, for example, I raided you, and then I guess I disappeared for a while because I raided you. Was it back in? Was it
March
last year?
because
Yeah, so it was around the time I
you
disappeared.
raided me, and we talked. I think we talked about like having you get on. At the time, I was working on buying a Minecraft server. I think we talked about having you join and something.
Yeah, I remember that. And then I got caught up with so much stuff in life. As I said, I had a really wacky 2020. It was terrible, but there's no real other word for me to put it. But yeah, I got caught up with so much other stuff at the time.
Oh, Taco.
So streaming really had to take it back.
My dog was starting to fall off my lap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she's still here. I didn't realize.
I did,
thought
and
you
she
put
jumped
her
back up.
Oh. Wish my fella did that. But in a way, I don't, because he'd cover me in hair. And he'd get nervous, so I look him the wrong way and pee on me, so.
Let's
Poor
see.
fella.
Honestly, my favorite rating, if I'm not like rating you or Ryan, is going to small channels, roughly the same size viewership as mine, and watching their reactions, because most of the time they're like, oh, okay, so this is happening. But
That's fair, yeah. I've had some good
honestly,
reactions from people who have rated before. And then I have had, obviously, those ones
yeah,
that are
honestly,
just like, on the control. I did that the other day.
yeah, when
Actually, sorry,
like
go
I'm
on.
rating, say you, most of the time you're like, oh hey Dragon, and you usually go like, hey, you want to join the game and such, and it's like, I got life to do.
That's fair. I keep forgetting that most people end streams because they have other things to do. So I'm always like, oh, hey, someone's here. Come on. Get on board. But yeah, myself, I tend to raid people, and then I stick around for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, I gotta go, because most of the time I only end streams when I do have to go. So unfortunately, I'm like, yep, I'll lurk, I'll leave the stream up, but I gotta go like cook, or I got work to do, or something, that I just gotta go woo. Because I try and like leave I try to stream as much as I can before I have to leave. So then when I raid someone, I kind of don't have a lot of time to stick around sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is so true, because it's one of those things where we honestly gotta think about, do I have time to stick around or not?
That's fine. I've had people raid me and they don't say a word and they disappear. In fact, the person who raided me which introduced me to Duck, he was streaming something at the time, I don't remember, but he came in, he said like one word, he was like, oh, hey man, and I was like, hey dude, thanks for the raid. Didn't get a response, he just disappeared. And then as Duck told me, he actually stopped streaming shortly after, and he's been gone for like the last year now. That was what, November 2019, so he's been gone for about a year and a half now, yeah. But I don't mind it. I mean, it's just a nice gesture. I know some people got places to be, and that's just how it is. I really gotta work on that. I realize it after I say it, where I'm like, hey, come join. And I'm like, wait, they're probably ending the stream because they have to go do something. My brain clicks it. I'm like, eh.
What's your biggest raid you had?
You've
been raided,
or one I've been raided with? I think it was 17 people. I think that was the biggest. Actually, Technically, I think my biggest was 24 because Ryan and Dapquack raided me roughly in like 2 minutes of each other on a Roblox stream I did back in January. I was like, oh no, everyone showed up right when I'm playing this game. That's not good. I think it was like Ryan rated me with 11, and then Dapquack rated me with about 9 or 10 as well. So I ended up going from 20. I ended up going from 5 or 6 viewers to like 26, I think was my peak. And I was like, okay, uh-oh, people are here now. What do I do? And the chat was just moving constantly, and I couldn't read it anymore. I was like, yeah. Ooh.
He's actually said once
Oh,
you
no.
get to a point where you're really big, you're basically back at the beginning because you can't read chat.
Yeah, I used to follow a YouTuber who Twitch streamed, and they when I first watched them, they had maybe like 13 viewers, I think, at the time, which Twitch wise good, YouTube wise it's not, but and they went from, I think they only had about 1,000 subscribers at the time, and now I think they're somewhere on like over 100K. But back when they started streaming, there was one stream I watched around their like 60K point. And they were like, I kind of miss when I was smaller because now I can't interact with everyone anymore. It's become a point where I want to speak to everyone, but I just can't because it just doesn't stop moving. And I was like, yeah, that'd be weird. If I ever became big enough, I'd kind of lose part of why I stream. I lose like kind of like the close community I have because it would just become so big and so what's the word for it? Hurried, I suppose. The chat would just constantly move.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd even want to become a big streamer in some ways. It'd be great to like give back to people and all that, but in other ways I'd lose kind of part of the reason I started.
Yeah, that's why I love
suppose.
slow-mo with streaming, because like I did this back on my old channel when I got big raids. I would turn on slow-mo and just be able to read chat that way.
That is fair. I would have to probably do that. I'd probably be the guy to use slow mode a lot then. Not that I how to use it yet, but
now it's like I don't use it on this channel too often. I have a stream deck and I actually accidentally turned it on and I was like, man, chat's moving so slow. Let's see why. I was like, oh, click.
everyone's got a stream deck with me. If Ryan hears this, I'm gonna get bullied again. He's feeling like, get a stream deck. You don't need to pay your bills. Stream deck, that's it. And I'm like, God damn it.
Well, I don't use mine. It's one of those things where it's like my PC came when I bought it. It's a pre-built and it's actually I'm trying to find a word for it. It's like it's not broken, but it's not the best. It's a faulty. Like 3 of the ports are broken. Oh,
it's a rough one. I wonder. As soon as you said that, my IT technician, because that's what I'm going to be. I'm working with computers and all that. Instantly,
oh
like,
no, it's faulty. Like the graphics card, only one port works.
That sounds like it could have been some sort of debris damage. I don't even know what it could be. Hey, both of you.
Hey, Louis.
Is that the money on the server? Is it because I saw when Brandon was streaming earlier today? I think Winter was messing around with him.
First,
yeah, the economy
probably. System. Do you have the same excitement you did the first time you stream?
That is a very good question, actually, and I did talk about this recently. I go through phases where I don't. Like, I go through phases where I'm like, oh, I'm streaming again. It becomes like a routine. But when I took the break in December, it wasn't even on purpose that I took the break. I took 3 weeks off and came back the second week of Jan. But when I did come back, I came back really, really, really wanting to stream. Like, I had the same fire I had when I first started out all over again. I was like, I'm going to go for it. Oh my God, my throat. I'm going to go for it. And luckily, I had a great month as well. But
puberty is striking you again.
But I had a great month with it. Yeah, it's the one time I stopped drinking my infinite water source because it ran out. And now my throat's like, oh. But I had a great month with it. So I suppose in a way, I wonder if it was because I had that insane enthusiasm that I managed to have such a good month. In a way, then my brain's like, you should try and be that enthusiastic again. But I kind of can't at the moment. I'm just swamped with work. So I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm streaming when I'm happy, and I'm still streaming because I am happy. But at the same time, I just don't have that raw enthusiasm I had in January because I took the break. I think taking the break sometimes really just makes me really want to get back into streaming, you know?
Oh. That was loud. Hello, Boomer.
Oh, I hear.
Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. I downloaded a Dragon Viking sound, and I put it into, and I put it in there, and I was like, ah.
Scary. Like the sound alerts I have that no one's used in like 9 months. Because I remember when I first got affiliate, the lads who were dedicated to me, like Academic and Destiny, they bought bits and all that so they could like prank me when I was playing Rainbow Six Siege. So I'd be getting like I'd be like the last man trying to clutch up, and then they'd play like a loud jump scare, and I'd flick, and my gun would go off, and I'd be like,
I have good news. I managed to do the Easter egg on Die Machine.
Oh, good on you, Boomer. He was saying yesterday he was sad because he got right to the end, and then he got murdered after trying. He was doing a solo. Were you streaming that, Boomer? Because I know he's trying to stream now as well. I'm encouraging everyone I can to stream. Like, I think it's a good thing to do with the. I think it's a good thing to do with the virus at the moment. I'm trying to do Dr. Doofenshmirtz again with my throat. Just spreading the blunderbuss. What are you doing? My Twitch streamer, yeah. Duck was happy when I'd made that voice one morning. I can only do it when I have like a. Yeah, stream what you, if you're enjoying it, Boomer. Stream what you want to play.
Well, that brings me into this question, which I already know the answer to. Do you think everyone should get into it?
Yeah, if they think it's for them, I think it is a worthwhile time. Yeah. If it isn't for them, then don't. Obviously, I mean, if you're not into projecting yourself to potentially anyone, and if you don't have the kind of thick skin you need to deal with the fact that people will come in just to ruin your day. Then streaming's probably not the place. I know some people would do it because they're in a dark place and they'd come on Twitch, for example, and then they'd be worse off because they'd end up with the wrong crowd being around them. It kind of is just a potluck of who stops by sometimes.
You want to see my character on XCOM?
This is because I talked to Boomer at XCOM the first stream he showed up on, because I was like, oh look, it's my t-shirt, wow, who knows this one? And Boomer was like, I know it, and I was like, oh yeah. Then we talked about XCOM in the middle of a zombie stream for like 5 minutes, and Ryan was just like, what's going on? I felt bad then because I was like derailing everything. And I was also trying to listen to Boomer say stuff about it while there was the sounds of gunfire and zombies. So it's just like a real cluster. I think we were like 6 hours in on that stream as well. So like,
what
was a long
tricks
one.
do you do to keep viewers in? I'm done. I'm out of questions I wrote down, so I'm just trying to think of some.
Oh, that's fair. If you have any off the top of your head, I'll answer them. Tricks? Oh, I don't know. I guess my biggest trick is playing with viewers. I know a lot of streamers don't play with their viewers. They're like, you have to watch me. But as I said, I do want to play with people. So I guess you could consider that a trick, but I don't really see it that way. I'm trying to think then. I guess I try and keep it interesting. Like I try and read chat as quick as possible. Like I feel like my eyes have it burned into me because my chat's normally over there. That if I see something move, my eyes just go, just like flick over, and immediately try and respond. I think my trick is engaging with chat as much as possible, and I guess trying to fill dead air. That's probably it. And I did that before I streamed. My friends recommended for me to stream because I used to always never stop
Louis
talking.
asked a good question. What's your favorite thing to? What's your favorite thing you stream?
Oh God, I don't know. I have some personal favorites. Like I enjoy doing the GTA races because I used to do so many of them. Listening to Eurobeat speeding around in the sky of Los Santos is just it's great fun, especially when there's chaos and everyone's raging and you're just laughing because you're watching everyone explode in the background. It's amazing time. But I guess I've had so much varied experiences on Twitch that I don't really have a specific favorite. I realized Roblox is a very kids-oriented game, but I realized along the way the reason I stick with Roblox and enjoy it so much is because, and this will tie back into what I said at the beginning of the stream, when I used to play a lot of Little Big Planet. Because if you remember, the multiplayer levels for that were all created by people, and Roblox is the same. It's all user-created content. So in a way, it's me getting as close as I can back to what I had. In a way, like I missed out on Little Big Planet. My time with it was cut short, unfortunately, and then 3 kind of fell apart. But Roblox is probably the closest thing to it because it's all user-generated content. Of course, people are plugging it with microtransactions, trying to steal money from you all the time, and the quality completely varies. But I think that's half the fun of it. It's just either playing a really high-quality game and then going to something that's completely doo-doo. The biggest example of that would be the high-quality. What was it called? Banshee or Spectre horror game I played. And then literally in the same stream, I went to James Charles eating me. That was certainly a... Roblox, it's a great time if you just don't want to pay attention. The Mimic, that's right, Boomer. I forgot the name of it, yeah. You also keep getting the decompressive isotopic estrangement machine. The dye machine.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like... If I were to answer the same thing, it's like, what's your favorite thing to stream? I always go back to Minecraft. I try going away from it. Oh, crap, I hit my arm, sorry. I tried going away from it, but I always go back to it. So I'm just finally like, okay, fine. I will stick to Minecraft, and I haven't changed since.
I 100% can see why. For me, Minecraft has kind of lost its appeal, I'd say, for me personally. Like, I still enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but I don't have the same flair I did for when I was a kid. Because I played so much Minecraft. It's probably unhealthy. I played it in 2010 in like
God.
the 1.2 version, before villages were even added. Then I played the original 360 version that didn't have hunger. I played that at my friend's babysitter's house because I used to have a friend at my tennis summer camp. We used to go back to his house, and the babysitter's house, and she had an older son who was 16 at the time, and he had an Xbox 360 before I had one. Then I bought it on the Xbox 360, so I played that all for 2011 with Sydney, hilariously, because I've known Sydney for 9 years actually before we even got together. We met on Xbox 360, hilariously enough. So there you go. And yeah, I played that from like 2010, 2011, 2014 was just Minecraft. I set up servers on Xbox 360 and ran those. Not that you really could. I had to host on my Xbox and leave it on or something like that. But, you know, as close as I could get. And I played so much Minecraft. And I guess I'm really looking forward to the Caves update because I feel like it's the first time in a long time that the structure of Minecraft is going to be very drastically shifted. Of the overworld, anyway. Nether got that big update, but I was never a super Nether fan anyway. Like, I was always like, it's cool, but I don't think I'd live in there. It's not really
Yeah,
cup of tea.
I was playing the snapshot a little bit last night, and I saw one of those cracks in the ground where, like, the world's falling apart, and I looked down there, I was like, oh, hi. And a llama almost pushed me in.
Oh, that sounds like Minecraft. All right. Oh, I'm really hoping the Cave Generation update really brings me back to it because I've never been good at building houses, so I always lived in caves. And now that they've made a whole update that overhauls caves, I'm definitely just going to be more of a hermit. Just living in caves. This is 100%. It's my update.
What's your least favorite game to play on stream?
Siege. I just have immediately just Siege. Siege, as much as I enjoyed it, it became just a pain in the butt. Because as I said, I will say it's the worst because it was the one game I didn't end up really playing as much as I did watch on stream. because I would die so quick, or I'd get killed by a teammate because I'm bad. So one of the two. Team killing, great. But yeah, I'd end up spending it. I'd probably play it for about a minute, and then I'd spend 10 minutes watching and commentating. So it wasn't. I'd say that was the worst one to stream because I wasn't playing it. Every other game I've kind of played, I don't mind like taking turns or anything in games, but it's just Siege was just hours of going and watching. That was mainly what it became.
Trying
for
to
me,
fix this. There we go.
Unfortunately. No problem.
It's my desk is weird. Okay, I've done it. Podzol is better than dirt. Okay. Minecraft
Is
thing.
better than dirt. Oh right, I was wondering. I was like, eh. I kind of recognize it, but now I'm.
What's the biggest mistake that you what's the biggest mistake you think upcoming streamers make?
Signing things. I feel like that is a terrible pitfall to fall into. I feel like I'm gonna die on a hill of saying my biggest regret with Twitch was ever signing the affiliate agreement, because part of, as I said, I streamed to multiple platforms. A lot of my community was on the other platforms. Then as soon as I signed with Twitch, Twitch is like, you can't stream anywhere else anymore. Obviously you can if you don't want to stream on Twitch as well, but because I had a community on Twitch then, I basically would just have to lose like a chunk, and there was no choice in it. I literally only got affiliate because I wanted to have quality control, because a lot of the people who used to come into my stream were like, oh, I can't watch it because it's 1080p and my internet sucks, and I'm like, well, if I could fix it, I would. But even now, transcoding is still, you know, not guaranteed, so I signed it for nothing in some ways. Like, emotes are great.
I love your cats and your dog emote.
I don't even know how it really happened at this point. I'll have to go back into like the Discord logs and figure it out. How the cats became a thing. Everyone was just like, more cats, please. I had someone who literally followed me, came in every day, used the channel points to unlock the cat emote, and would leave because they just wanted the cat emote to use on Twitch.
Yeah, for me, the biggest mistake that any streamer can make up and coming is trying to rush it. And I am guilty of that big time.
That is
I was like, man, if I was bigger now, I could do a lot more things. And then I had to take a step back and go like, wait, maybe I shouldn't rush it. Like, my father could attest to this. We kind of agree. If I still have my old channel, like if I didn't lose my phone and got locked out of my old channel, I stuck to what was working for me, I would probably be a lot farther than where I am now, due to the fact that I used to get emails from parents saying, hey, thank you for being so family friendly, and I know my kid could watch you, and then a week later I would be unfamily friendly. So also changing it up.
Yeah, I've never actually gotten email off of anyone on Twitch, so that's interesting. I know you can email all of your subscribers. Actually, there's like a button for it somewhere in the creator dashboard if you need like send them emails and stuff. So I wonder. Yeah, that is interesting though. Well, I'd say you'll do grand on Twitch. Just take your time with it, have a good time with it, and I think the best thing you can kind of do to grow quicker is if you see an opportunity for if there's like a trend that's kicked in. For example, Dream, because it's Minecraft related, he saw an opportunity after he gained the popularity of being the person to figure out PewDiePie's Minecraft seed. He was like, there's not really a speedrunning community in Minecraft. Let's do that. And he dove into that small subsection. And from that, well, it's obvious now he's in like 18 million subscribers. He found a gap in the market, as people would say, and he filled it, and that's just how it is. If you can find something like that where there's a gap and you can fill it, you will just fly off the hinges and go. But I don't think I have the brain power. I think I'm too dumb to figure out that sort of thing. Plus, I play too many games.
Yeah, anyway, would you consider yourself a COD streamer or a variety streamer?
I'd say a variety streamer. I play a lot of COD recently, but I do go through phases where I will play a game consistently. Like, I did play COD in November, skipped it from December to January, then played it for like the last few weeks to get the battle pass done. And now I'll probably skip it for like another 2, 4, 3 weeks. Next time there's a double XP event, I'll hop on it. But until then, I probably won't play COD for a while. And then whenever the next GTA update's out, I'll probably jump on that. And it's basically I'll just hop from whatever interests me, really. And obviously when Minecraft gets the update, I'm going to be on that.
Yeah, as soon as the update happens, I usually update my servers, so... Okay, this is a part of the podcast talk show interview thing where you get to ask me questions, and I try to answer them the best I can, and if I think of more questions, I will ask you.
All right. I suppose if Minecraft is one game you always come back to, do you have any other games you come back to?
I actually have a YouTube channel that I play all my other games on. Twitch is primarily Minecraft related. But if I'm not playing Minecraft, I play Assassin's Creed. I always play Assassin's Creed.
That is a good genre. I haven't played it since Assassin's Creed 2, I don't think, unfortunately. I had a strict parent not allowed to play 18 video games. Somehow got Assassin's Creed in the house, but you know. But yeah, I miss the Assassin's Creed games. I wonder what they're like now. Really, I meant to get. Maybe I was thinking of getting Valhalla, but I just didn't have the money really, to be honest, at the time.
Yeah, that's true. It was like, I've played the first one like 30 times to the point where I speedrun it.
Oh damn! Maybe you should do that. You do Assassin's Creed speedruns. I wonder if there's a section for that actually, like leaderboards.
Yeah.
That might not be a bad shout. If you have the knowledge of a game enough to speed run it, it's probably a good shout to do that, because that's how a lot of people are gaining popularity stuff. I watched an interesting documentary on a streamer who was basically kind of in the same boat as us, you know, somewhere around the 10 average viewer mark, either below or above some days and whatever. But they stream run Paddington Bear for the DS on Twitch, and they figured out that this was when they figured out that they were going to basically become the speedrunner of games that no one else would speedrun. So they'll basically look to find games that no one sped ran before, and they will do those games, and that's basically become their whole genre now. Is just finding obscure games, like the iCarly Wii game, for example. I don't know anything about that, but basically, yeah, they'll just find any sort of unknown games that don't have any speedruns done and just do that, and people tune in for it. So that's kind of what they've found to be their kind of gap in the market, as I say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other questions. Would you want to? Well, I assume you want to stream full time. Like, if you could, you would want to do this as like your livelihood. If you ever got to a point where you did become successful, do you think you'd ever do any other side projects? Like, you know how like most YouTubers have done like a side thing now, like for example, Jacksepticeye has a coffee brand now or something. Top of the
I want to try that. Or something. Every review I looked up it said it was good, but side projects. Ooh, that's a good question. I want to. I told my friends this, and they're like, that's kind of crazy, but okay. I want to become the Mr. Beast of Twitch, where it's like I help people grow and such. That's why I created this streamer, the Dragon SMP, is to help streamers grow. And I don't know if it worked out too well, but
no, I'd say it's in its early stages. Most SMPs that probably it takes a bit of time to get them going. I mean, you're getting the foundation still laid out. Actually, that's a good question. I'll let you finish it, then I'll ask you a question that isn't like.
But side projects related, I want to eventually create a stream team for streamers that most stream teams, they don't help each other out. I want to make it a requirement that hey, if you're not going to rate someone outside the team, at least rate someone inside the team. Because, as I said, I don't care if I grow as long as other people grow.
Oh, 100%. I'm the same. If there was someone that I could support to push them as far as I can, I would. Like at the moment I mentioned hi is GG. He's going off on Minecraft. I would send my viewers over, but I don't play Fortnite, so I have raided him multiple times in the past, but I've literally watched everyone who I've sent over just disappear. Like I'm not in the same content genre. If there was someone who played I tend to raid if I don't have specific people to raid. I tend to raid people who are playing the same game as me at the time, because then obviously the people who are watching me who came for that game will stick around with that person. It has worked in the past, in fairness. So that's probably what I'll have to stick to with certain things. But if someone I knew, or even someone who I've become friends with on Twitch, just got popular, I'd be happy for them. Like, I just pushed them as far as I can. Just go, go, boy.
What's your next
Be
question?
Free. Actually, the side question was: did you ever sort out what happened to the person who got pushed off a cliff?
Oh, I know who did it, and I'm
The
going to be
server?
talking to them about it.
Oh, fair. All right. Fair enough. I
Yeah.
was just wondering about that because obviously I went off, so I didn't really find out anything. It is getting so dark in here on my camera. I realized that it's getting worse. I'll probably actually end up. What time is it now? 7:12. I'll probably end up streaming in a little bit. I don't know how much more you want to do the podcast. I'm down to stay for a while if you want. I mean, I've been late for every other stream, so.
Trying to think of a good question.
I'm trying to think of one now. Well, if you were to logically have a next step for your Twitch channel, what would you think it would be? Like, if there was something you wanted to...
I already stream like
do.
4 days a week. I get my son 3 days a week, so I can't stream obviously when I have my son. Probably it would be releasing merch and such. But I'm waiting till I get a little bit bigger to do that. I mean, I have a store page and stuff where I have my logos and stuff, my emotes on like shirts, cups, and such. But I haven't really released that because like people go like, "Oh, you're just hungry for money and such." Like, no.
Streamlabs always pushes to make like a merch page whenever you look at the dashboard for that. And I've joked about making merch before, never like seriously, and I hate how my entire like the consensus I get from my chat or like my regulars is they would buy it because they'd wear ironically or something, and I'm like, I don't want to do that to people. That is a terrible idea. I don't want anyone wearing something I make unless it's something I actually like, and I I think the closest we got was in Roblox you can make like virtual merchandise, and I literally created like I had like a group so people would be able to join my game easier, and I upgraded them to like moderator status, and they created the merchandise and started selling it themselves. So I had like 6 or 7 people buy a type of Oh no.
Get on Roblox
I
one
hated
day
it
and see
so
people
much.
wearing your shirt, wearing your stuff, and you're just like, oh god.
Oh no. It was the funniest thing because Destiny, who I hadn't seen in a while, he came back and I just saw it on him. I was like, oh my god. I was like, why? What have I done to myself? It was so hilarious though, because I was doing a stream at one point and everyone who joined me had the shirt on, so it was just like a corner. It was so awkward and hilarious. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
What's your logical next step?
If I had free time to do the YouTube video thing as well, that's what I want to do. Because I originally wanted to be a YouTuber, not a Twitch streamer. But at the same time, as I got older, I wanted the real-time interaction. Didn't want to be sitting playing single player by myself, you know. I don't think I'd be interesting enough for that. Yeah. I kind of want to do the YouTube videos. I did have a few like highly edited ones when I was younger, but I don't think I even remotely have the time for that. I did record a YouTube video actually, but yeah, I didn't end up finishing the editing on it. I made the Phasmophobia one back in October. I was happy with, and then I started working on Phasmophobia 2, and then that kind of fell by the wayside because there was some COVID stuff that happened, and my course moved from being a short amount of time in the facility to a long amount of time online to make up for it being online. So I lost time. It wasn't more work. It was just I lost time that I could have been using for other things, which is what's happened again now because now I'm even more busy than I was. So, so it be. That is life.
Did you think this interview would go this way, or do you thought it would be one of those ones where it's like, let's just stick to the questions, not just have witty banter?
Thought it'd be witty banter. I didn't think. I feel like I have an idea of how you would do things by now, and I said it would probably be a fun time. And I was right. I've enjoyed myself.
Oh no, you
Hopefully
haven't.
bored
It's
you.
like I do these one to give people exposure to my side of the internet, and also to just get a sense of how these people are, because there was a few times I did interviews and I'm like, I am not talking to this person again. And other times where it's like,
Oh,
with you, I'm like I got a good friend.
oh, thank you. I see you as a friend as well. What
What
did
are you
something happen?
doing? No,
the
my dad's
doggy gone
making
off
weird
somewhere?
noises.
Oh, fair. Can't argue with that. I'll have to tune in. Do you have those? You said you upload the podcast to YouTube channel. Do you have any of those podcasts where you have
Yeah, I was
streamers
sending you the
interviewed
link.
that you haven't talked to? Are they out there?
It's Dragon After Dark.
All right, I'll take a look at those. Though. All right, I'll make sure to check it
And
out.
before you got any more questions before I call it quits?
Oh, I'll try and think of one more. Just one more. Hold on. I'll try and get a good one if my brain can scratch it out.
And if there's anyone in chat that have any questions, feel free to ask before we call it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Boomer's
What,
talking about a fun bot,
what's the
apparently.
fun bot you have,
Chat.
Boomer?
We'll find out in a second. Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the Twitch bots I know about. Unless he's talking about Discord, and I don't. But
I had other people make my Discord. I am bad at Discord. Idle Miner, it's a Discord bot. Oh.
Idle Miner. Sounds like one of those ones where you input numbers or something and it gives you coins. I think we have a similar system in Mac, but it's
It's a
you
game
answer
bot.
quiz questions, and you get. Okay, fair. We actually have a good quiz bot in a Mac, but it's laid dormant to time.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Ooh.
I should have asked you.
Well, I know
actually, yeah.
where you are. You're like I'm either gonna be doing this full time or I'm not. It's 1 to 2. Since I plan on doing this, like I plan on streaming, getting bigger and such. Before I took my break back in, I think it was August, I was on the track to be at like 18,000 followers.
Damn, that's
Because
a good amount.
I streamed 4 or 5 days a week, and I've had to follow a server and such. But life basically got to a point where I couldn't stream that much anymore, and I also see myself being an author, because I've actually wrote a manuscript of a book, and I gotta type it up and get it edited.
Oh, fair. That's a good thing.
Well,
to
it's
get
also
into,
fun
writing.
being dyslexic, so my words get mixed up a little bit.
Oh, fair. A lot of my friends have dyslexia, so I've heard stories.
I
That can
actually
be,
can't
not the
read
best.
too well. I have to listen to audiobooks.
Oh, fair. That's a fun story about me and reading, actually. When I was younger, I got so good at reading because in one of my classes we were given the option to do like writing work or reading work. So I just spent the entire time for like 2 months reading, and it turns out it wasn't write or read. It was write and then read once you'd finish your work. So I had become really good at reading at the age of like 9 or 8, but my handwriting was absolutely
Chicken scratch.
terrible. It still is. Yeah. Then we had to learn cursive.
Oh
so,
God.
Yeah.
I know how to write my name in cursive, and that's it.
My handwriting is terrible. My handwriting is absolutely horrible. I'm so sorry to any of my teachers. My English teacher, Mr. Diamond, I'm so sorry. No wonder I didn't get into higher level. Oh no.
So, what's your last question you have?
If you, seeing as you are running the duality of Twitch and YouTube, if you had to, if something happened where your time ran out and you had to basically choose between one
Twitch.
or the other, which
I
would
love
you
the live
stick with?
interaction.
That is fair. I agree with that. What is?
Why are you a
Boomer's in
banana?
Chat?
Oh, that reminds me of the banana song. I guess you are what you eat, and I eat a lot of bananas.
That's a good question, Boomer. What do I eat a lot of? Chicken. I'm a chicken. There you go.
Alright.
Guess that's me.
Here's a question for you. Last question for you before we end it. What is one unique thing about your Twitch that no other people have, besides you just being you?
Oh, a unique thing about my Twitch. Oh God. The easy way out question would be my community, because it's a unique community. But what would I actually say is the unique thing about my Twitch? This is actually gonna rack my brain for a hot minute. Hold on.
Mine is.
Actually, if you, I was gonna say if you have one, go ahead and say it.
I'm actually going to raid Type when he goes live.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Also,
mine is the voices I do. Like, I could do a very crappy Mickey Mouse voice, like, "Oh, how you doing?" You do it better than I do.
Hey, really? I think I'm more of a parrot than anything else. I think if I listen to something long enough, I mimic it. I don't know what.
Also, it's like
what's wrong with me.
I have channel points where people make me do exercises, and I've actually lost a lot of weight from cutting back on soda, eating more properly, drinking stuff like water and tea, which looks like dark Kool-Aid for some reason.
That looks like good tea. I would drink tea and coffee myself, but because I have stomach issues, I can't actually. Closest I get is a can of Coke. Beyond that, my stomach's like, I'm killing you tonight. So that's why you'll see me sipping the water.
Can you say
like
something for me?
Because...
Sure. What's up, Boomer? Oh, I'm scared I'd agree to this.
What would I have?
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and be opposing in them, to die to sleep no more, and be asleep to say we end the heartache and 1,000 natural shocks to flesh is her too. It's hard to really be unique on a platform so big. Yeah, it is. But
I'm gonna go for I guess it could almost be considered a cop-out answer, but the only thing I could think about that might be unique to my channel is I don't rage at pretty much anything. I guess I'm kind of chill. I don't think there is a stream I've properly raged on. I mean, I sometimes like, there's no point in me doing this, but I don't think I've ever like smashed a keyboard or like ended a stream early because I was angry or anything. I don't think I've ever had that in like the
once for
600
me.
streams I've done. Oh, fair. I know some of my friends. They one of them actually kind of rages quite a bit and ends stream sometimes because of it. But I guess that's the only thing I could actually say is unique about the channel. If I had to say about my community, I'd say they're mostly nice people, and we get like a very diverse group. I've met so many different people from different countries. We have like Finland, South Africa, had Australia for a period of time, Canada, America,
I am not
Brazil,
going to raid a really big
and
streamer.
someone from.
No, I won't get noticed.
Oh, that reminds me when someone guided the raid and they wanted me to. Wait, was it? I remember who they said to raid. I remember the other day as well. Brandon was saying to raid someone who had like 62,000 viewers. That would, yeah. Ooh, what's that? A drop in the ocean, eh? Oh, that'd be funny. My question is, I don't know when I'm streaming tonight. I haven't figured it out. I don't actually know.
Yeah, but I'm going to switch to probably just chatting for a little bit or all that. So you can get ready and such.
Sure. Yeah. Don't mind. I have to turn on the lights and wake up Sid, I think. Although she might just sleep on. I don't know. I have to find out.
If I don't raid you, I'm probably going to raid someone else.
Yeah. That's fine.
SMP?
If you want to raid someone else, go ahead, actually.
I'm going to play on the SMP.
I should probably... I might ask in...
How come you don't show up on there?
The, what's it
I
called?
added you to my list of streamers to promote, but you don't show up for some reason.
I'm cursed. I'm a
yeah,
ghost.
but for those of you who don't know, seriously, go check out my good friend Typeandfind. I won't speak highly of you, put you on a high horse, but he is a really good friend, a really chill guy, and like I said, he's the guy that got me to put emotes in. I'm in VC. I'll join that in a little while, but.
Well, thank you for having me. It was an honor. I genuinely had a great time.
Let's find someone to raid. Who's on my list that I could raid? You know what? Let's raid you. Copy. Exit minus. Have you heard of Twitch Prime? Yes.
I hate. There's one joke they always make in my chat. They always keep trying to promote Twitch Prime for me in my chat, and it's so painful. Does your chat constantly try and promote Twitch Prime to other people?
They have in the past, but give me one moment. Let's go show Louis some love, and I'll see you all in the next one. How do you feel about assisting launchers on Minecraft? I don't know. But I'll see you on the next one. See you then.
See you. Everyone's gone off for the raid.